to your life and how to make this life a lot more interesting, a lot more spicy, something to look forward to. With a couple tips that you season it into your meat and potatoes. Enjoy. Omri on the power of intention.
Yes. Alright, so everybody, we're gonna start off. I'll give you so we're gonna start off with a little bit of mindfulness experience. I don't know if you guys are familiar with mindfulness. If you are, I'm not sure if you're familiar with a body scan. But basically, what it is, sit up in your chair, like sit, your back pretty straight. But make sure you're comfortable. Put your hands in a comfortable place. All right. Close your eyes, and so I'm gonna kind of guide you through your breathing a little bit, and guide you a little bit through this mindfulness. All right. So you're gonna breathe in for 4 seconds through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4 seconds. 3, 4. Breathe out for 8 seconds. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And hold for 4 seconds. And keep repeating that. So I'm going to leave you guys to your own timers, but that's what you do. 4, 8, 4, 4. All right? So we're going to do that plenty of times. And in the meantime, we're going to start this body scan. So start to feel your body on your chair. Make sure that you're sitting comfortable. If you're not, do a quick minor adjustment, and make sure that you're comfortable. And we're really gonna start the body scan from the top of the head. All right, so you feel the top of your head. How is it feeling? Check in with yourself. Do you have a headache? Are you a little sore from all your learning? You feel like you push yourself. You haven't pushed yourself. Check. How are you feeling today? Are your eyes especially heavy? Do you need to sleep a little bit more? Or are you feeling great? That's how it should be. And then move down a little bit to your neck. Do you have a stiff neck? I've been sleeping on the wrong side of the pillow, I guess. I have a little bit of a stiff neck myself, but to feel yourself. Check in. Neck. How you doing? Let communicate with the brain a little bit. How's it feeling? How can I improve myself? How can I improve my posture? And then go down a little bit to your shoulders. Make sure your shoulders are straight. If you've been working, then you probably have a very great shoulder posture. If you haven't been working out, you're just like every other Yeshiva bacher. And just feel how your shoulders are doing. Move down towards your arms, your forearms, your there's generally not very much to feel there for the most part. Arms feel pretty normal. Check in with all of your fingers as well. If any of your fingers feel uncomfortable, fingers are a great place where there could be lots of kedusha or lots of tuma. So you want to make sure you constantly wash your hands, 3 and 3, or just wash your hands with soap. It also helps. I'm going to go back up the arms, down into the torso, into the belly, the chest. See how it's feeling. Is your spine feeling good? Do you have nerve pain? Does your back hurt? Just check in with that. Feel yourself in your chair. Really just feel how you're doing. How does the body feel? While you're doing this, make sure that you try your best to stick to the breathing rhythm of in through the nose 4, hold for 4 seconds, out through the mouth for 8, and hold for 4 seconds. And after you keep going through a few more breaths, feel yourself, and move down. Feel your body. Feel your breath and your bottom. How's it feeling on the chair? It's a good chair. Nice. We're blessed to have great chairs here at H. They're very comfortable. Good for sitting long hours, studying lots of Gemara. You want to move down to your legs as well. Legs often are something that us Yeshiva buffers don't take care of enough. We're sitting down all day. Sometimes it's important. Sometimes our legs might be calling out to us. Hey man, get up, go run around, go run up some stairs. Give me a little bit of exercise. It's important to feel your legs. If they're telling you that, then maybe after Mariv, do a quick jog around the whole city. Maybe run to Mamila and back. That's a great workout for your cardio and legs and things. Just keep breathing. Move down to your feet. Focus on how your feet are feeling on the floor, or if your feet are up in the air. Are they crossed? Are they straight? Are they flat or facing flat? Are they crooked in a certain angle? Just feel yourself. And then once you're done with the whole body scan, keep breathing a few more times, and then whenever you're ready, open your eyes. And begin share on how to properly have Kavana. All right. So I hope you guys feel a little good right now. It's a mindfulness exercise. I used to do that all the time when I was back in college. I learned that from a professional therapist who's like a mindfulness expert. She taught me to do that, and I've been doing that. It's great. I love to do it. If you noticed, most people don't generally think and feel how their body is feeling, and when you do that, it puts you into the now. It puts you into a position where now you're present. You're here. Not only are you here mentally, you're here physically. There's no part of me that is not here. I'm fully aware of my surroundings. I'm fully aware of my body. I'm fully aware of what's going on, and through that, I'm able to focus on what I'm doing. I'm able to really pay attention, and I can really do what I want to do the way I want to do it. That's going to play a big role in. It should play a big role in your whole lives, but also in this class. So if you, again, it's something that maybe I should have said while you guys were doing the body scan. Try to picture for yourself a tzaddik doing a mitzvah. You don't need to close your eyes for this. Just now try to visualize in your head a tzaddik who's doing a mitzvah, who's shaking the lulav. Shaking the lulav is something that, for the most part, we don't really understand. We're very. It's one of the mitzvot that yes, we do it, but we're kind of disconnected from it. And why am I holding this large asparagus and the lemon? Why do I have to shake it in all four directions? In up and down? I don't even know. But we got to do it, so we do it. But at tzaddik, you see at tzaddik, they look forward to doing it. They love to do it. They feel so strong that really this is what they want to do. This is it. This is the highlight of their day. I get to shake the lulav. It's more than just a branch. It's not a lemon. It's an etrog. It's gishmak. I love it. And that's the pshat meaning of a verse that we say multiple times every single day. It's from Dvarim, but we also say it in V'ahavta. I'm going to give you the English of it. And these matters that I command you today shall be upon your heart. We say that in V'ahavta every day. But generally when we say V'ahavta, we kind of just rush through it. We don't have any Kavana, especially with Shema and Shema Yisrael, because those are things that we say so often. We say them so often, so that will have Kavana. But the fact that we say them so often takes away from our Kavana. So it's a little bit counterintuitive. But if you really think about it, these things, these matters that I've commanded you, that Hashem commanded us today, giving of Har Sinai, although it's said in Dvarim, shall be upon your heart. You have to take these mitzvahs and really put them to heart. That's just the pshat. There's no drash, there's no rash. That's what it means. It means that when you shake the lulav, get into it. Love it. Want to do it with your heart. Don't just sit there like, I'm yotzi. Don't be yotzi. Be fulfilling the mitzvah, Okay, great. But what is a mitzvah? We know a mitzvah, it's like I'll give you a simple definition. We should all know what a mitzvah is, but now, from Dvarim chapter 4, verse 1, now, O Israel, listen to the decrees and the ordinances that I teach you to perform so that you will live. So there are a few different aspects of this verse. Now, O Israel. I'm sure Rashi talks about why it says O Israel. Other Meforshim do as well. And then also decrees and ordinances. Chukim u'mishpatim. These are generally how we kind of give a translation to what a mitzvah is. It's a decree and an ordinance. Okay, they're fairly similar, but there is a slight difference to them. If you look up in the dictionary, one is a decree and one is an ordinance. Together they make up the mitzvah that I teach you to perform. God teaches us the mitzvahs. God, through God's Torah and through God's oral Torah, might be in the name of all these other rabbis, but it's God's Torah. It's God's oral Torah. These rabbis have contributed a lot, but it's God's work. At the end of the day, God is the one who teaches us the Torah to perform. We got to do them. We got to do the mitzvahs. It's as simple as that. It says in the verse, so that you will live, so we don't die. We got to do these mitzvahs because it'll give us life. That's kind of weird. Okay, yeah, great. We do mitzvahs, but what's the essence? What does it mean that we're going to live? All right. So you learn from one of my favorite books, the Nefesh HaChaim. It says that when we do a mitzvah, For instance, like wrapping tefillin. All right, I'm left-handed, so I wrap tefillin on my right hand. So when I wrap tefillin, I bring kedusha down to my right hand. Mamish, like, my hand gets the kedusha. We put it on your head gets the kedusha. You shake the lulav, both hands get the kedusha. You run to give tzedakah, your legs, they get kedusha. You know, your physical body parts, as well as their spiritual counterparts up in Kabbalah, get kedusha. And in addition to that, mitzvot also build and repair the world. This is not my words. This is Nefesh Chaim. Nefesh Chaim says that it builds and repairs the world. And if there's one thing we know throughout Jewish history, when we do mitzvot, the goyim try to kill us less. When we're good Jews, they don't mess with us. As soon as we start messing around, then they destroy the Beit HaMikdash twice, or they, kick us out of Spain, kick us out of Germany, kick us out of Russia, kick us out of the list of countries. If you type in on Google the expulsion of Jews from, chances are you're not going to find the one you're looking for. There's too many. And so we bring the spiritual, we bring kedusha down to ourselves, and we bring kedusha down to the world. That gives us life, that gives the world life, and that makes the world a better place. We're causing peace. We're building the world up by doing our mitzvah. It's very cool. How does that work? Okay, so it also says in Nefesh Chaim, it says a little bit later in one of the different things. All we can do, our part when it comes to the mitzvahs, is to choose, to use bechira to want to do a mitzvah. When it comes to the actual maaseh, the actual action, we can't do it. We don't have the ability to do a mitzvah. Our free will is capped. We can want to do a mitzvah, but we can't actually do it. So by us wanting to do it, depending on the amount that we want to do it, God will envelop us with holy light, and that brings us into the position where now we're able to do the mitzvah. Once we're enveloped with light, we can do the mitzvah. And that light lingers around for a little bit, so we can do even more mitzvah. Now that's a very cool idea. That sounds like a Kabbalistic depth. I don't quite understand all of the hidden depths of it, but that's what happens. You might think to yourself, that's kind of cool, but so that's how things happen. That's how we do things. Does that apply to everything? You specifically said to mitzvah. The Nefesh Chaim specifically said mitzvah. So, but you might want to extend that to other things. But no, that's not the case. You should not extend it to other things. The fact that it says about mitzvahs means that it's specifically about mitzvahs. If you think about it, it makes sense. Mitzvah, that's what God told us to do. God, if you're in Dat Kavana with Rav Reber, then you know that God's purpose for the world is to reveal the hidden, to reveal his yichud. God wants to show the world godliness. And the way that God reveals himself is through us doing mitzvah. So you kind of need the stamp of approval. God needs to say, all right, yeah, I'll help you out, do this mitzvah. You're not doing it on your own. God is the one leading you to do your mitzvah. When it comes to not mitzvah, when it comes to like waking up, taking a shower, eating some food, doing your regular, I guess eating food could be mitzvah. When it comes to regular things, you have free will. You do have free will. You can make decisions. You can do things. But specifically mitzvah, you can't do on your own. You need God's help. You need to want to do the mitzvah in order to do it. And you might find sometimes you really want to do it, and it happens. Sometimes you kind of want to do it, and it doesn't happen. It's because you don't want it enough. You don't want to do the mitzvah enough. That's important. All right. So now we're going to get to the kishkis of the class. All right. The mitzvah itself. I'm going to write on the board. I'm going to erase what these people wrote on the board. Write on the board a little bit. This is something this is not my own Torah. This is from our holy posek, Rav Elbaz. I don't know where he got it from, but I got it from him. So if you look at mitzvah, the word mitzvah in Hebrew, we have a mem, tzadik, vav, and hey. Okay? So we're going to split this word up into two parts. Mem and tzadik, and vav and hey. I don't know how often you guys read the Siddur in Hebrew. Okay, but vav and hey are the last two letters of the most common of God's names, the most common of Hashem's name. It's Yud Kei Vav Hey. And then we're gonna say that is the revealed aspect of the mitzvah. That's revealed to us. We know that that's part of God's name. It's right there. Mem and Tzadik, it's not part of God's name, And the most important part of God's name is actually the not vav and the hey. the Yud and the K, the first two parts. So let me teach you a little thing called Atbash. For every letter in the Hebrew alphabet, it corresponds with its letter on the opposite side. For instance, Aleph, Taf, Bet, Shin, hence Atbash. So if you look at Mem, Mem is the 10th letter from Taf, if you're counting up. 10 corresponding to, you guessed it, Yud, the first letter of God's name. Tzaddik is the 5th letter from Taf. So if you look at the Mem and the Tzaddik, we have the hidden aspect of all the mitzvah. Read that on the board there and walk back over here where I have my notes. So that's where, by doing mitzvah, we're revealing what's hidden. We're combining the hidden kedusha from the Mem and the Tzaddik with the inherent physical kedusha from the Mem and the Tzaddik. All right, cool. So revealed to us, we got to do the mitzvah, as it says in Dvarim. The hidden is a kavana. How do we do it? With our hearts. We have to want to do it. And the Kavana, a great place to learn Kavana, a great place to learn Midot, is from Pirkei Avot. So I'm just going to say some sources real quick that shows from Pirkei Avot you got to have Kedusha. Alright? So, 1. It says in Pirkei Avot, chapter 1, section 3, don't be as a servant who is serving the Lord to get a reward. Rather, be as a servant who is serving the Lord not to get a reward. So you have to want to do it with your heart, and don't focus on the reward. The fact that you're doing the mitzvah itself, the fact that you get to shake the branch and the etrog, that's the reward itself. You get to do this. God gave you a way to reveal the hidden. That's incredible. I want to do that. I want to do that. So imagine for a second if I asked you to hold this water bottle, all right? So you hold this water bottle. You got a little bit of kavana. You're gonna hold it. You're gonna say, all right, sure, I'm holding the water bottle. And then you say, what if I tell you inside this water bottle is the cure to cancer? All of a sudden, okay, you gotta protect the water bottle, make sure no one does it. I'm aware that what's inside of this. I have mindfulness. I know what's inside of this, and I'm gonna protect it. So too with the mitzvah. The mitzvah give us life, God says. The mitzvah give us everything that we can possibly ask for, and all of these things that we can't even fathom. So of course we should protect them. We should protect them even far more than the cure for cancer. And the other quote from Pirkei Avot: make His will your will. Straight up, make His will your will. Want to do the mitzvah. God wills that you do the mitzvah. Want to do the mitzvah. It should be your will to do the mitzvah. But the verse doesn't stop there. The verse continues. So His will will become your. So He will make your will His will. And it also continues. That part is a little bit about reward. We just talked about not wanting the reward. But whatever. Nullify your will to His will. Once again, have kavana. Nullify your will. Cancel out the things that you might think you want to do in order to do the mitzvah. You want to do the mitzvah way more. They're much better than going to have a cheeseburger. Instead, you get to say a bracha and have a kosher shawarma or a kosher burger. That's so much better. So much better. And if you do that, if you nullify your will to His will, to get to His will, He will nullify the will of others into your will. So as soon as you change your will to a certain extent to really want to do the mitzvah, at that point you're going to have such strong kavana. You're going to want to do the mitzvah. You're going to be so driven to do the mitzvah, nobody's going to get in your way. He will nullify the will of others to your will, which is now to do mitzvah. So I hope you learned a thing or two about mindfulness and about doing mitzvah, about having kavana and how to properly do them. And let's go eat what's left of dinner. Woo!